the kleshas. So these are the impediments to yoga, right? Or the afflictions or the obstacles of our spiritual path, laid out in the Yoga Sutras. And so the one that I'm talking about this week is called Avidya, and it's ignorance, but it's like spiritual ignorance. No one wants to think they're ignorant. None of you are ignorant, but spiritual ignorance, where we forget who we are, right? And it's the root of all the other ones, because if we forget that we have this higher self, the true self, then things like egoism that we talked about last week, attachment, aversion, which we've been talking about these last few weeks, then that's how those things come up. So if we can deal with this one, then all the rest of them go away. It's the root of it all, forgetting who we are. And it's this idea that we confuse pure awareness, pure consciousness, with ordinary consciousness, which is affected by the thoughts and the feelings and the emotions, right? The sort of way that we are embodied. And so, when we talk about, so in the Yoga Sutras, the goal of yoga, right at the beginning, the goal of yoga is stillness. It's stillness of body, it's stillness of mind, stillness of emotions. Nirodha is the word. And it's literally like it's like the second of the sutras says, yoga is the stilling of all of those things. And then the whole rest of the book is explaining how to do that. But if you could do that first thing, you don't even have to read the rest of the book. You're like, oh yeah, I can do that. Yoga, I did it, But most of us can't. So we've got all these ways of doing it. And so one way of helping to do that is to understand just this differentiation between between pure consciousness and ordinary consciousness, Someone's coming in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. And so what happens is when we are doing our practice, hi, don't worry, it's okay, no worries. Let's make a spot, guys. I don't know where you want to squeeze in. No, that's fine, but we probably need to make a spot. She's in front of the camera here, unfortunately, so then people on the camera can't see. What's that? Move the mats, maybe. Yeah, or can we just squeeze in a little tighter? Okay, someone needs to move to make a spot for her. Someone's going to need to move over a little bit so we have a spot. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Sorry, we're getting organized. Okay. Thanks. We could just fold them over. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay. Thanks. So, stillness. So, when we come to practice and it's like, oh, I've got to move and adjust, and whether that's in the room to make space or it's on our mat when we're, something uncomfortable is coming up, we get quiet, because what happens is when we get quiet, what comes up? You can name the things that come up for you. I can name the things that come up for me. But like the stories and the fear and the self-talk and the anger, the whatever it is, the things that come up when we're willing to just get quiet and look and listen and not be, kind of in our normal day-to-day racing around and running away from those things. Not that we're doing that, but you know what I mean. And so the idea is when we understand this way of being, that instead of our limited ego going, why me, why me, why me, which is what the limited ego wants to do, right? The sort of surface level, mine does at least. Then the healthy ego can say, no, why not me? This is a teacher. This is here for me to learn. This is here for me this is just part of my embodiment. This is just part of who I am. I haven't failed. I'm not wrong. I'm not messing up. It's just part of being a human, and being a human can be really freaking hard sometimes. I think we can all say that, right? So one way to achieve this inner stillness of yoga is what David Whyte calls practicing what he calls the arrogance of belonging, which is, so this is what he says, David Whyte, the poet. He says, loving yourself doesn't mean behaving like a princess or acting as though the world owes you anything whatsoever. Loving yourself simply means believing that you are allowed to be here, believing that merely by being here, merely by existing, you are allowed to have a voice and a vision of your own. And so it's not about egotism or self-absorption. It's actually almost like the opposite of that. Because when we are in that state of ego and self-absorption, we are wrapped up in our, the things that keep us from living our most creative and free and open and joyous life are the self-doubt, right? And the ways that we get stuck in these narratives about ourselves that put us in this small little box. We talked about that last week with the ego. It puts us in these like little labeled boxes where this is who I am and this is where I am, and we can't see out of that. And so when we can practice this arrogance of self-belonging, it sort of pulls us out of the depths of that. It pulls us out of the depths of, the stories and the self-hatred and the the things that we get angry and frustrated with ourselves about. And it's almost like an act as if situation, like what would your life look like if you truly, truly believed I am divinity embodied? Exactly like it looks like right now? Not me. I was in the car with my middle son yesterday, and I'm always, like, I say to him, he is the most audacious, just confident, I say to him all the time, like, if I just, now, of course, it's terrifying much of the time, and he does things that horrify me much of the time, but I have these moments with him that I'm so, like, I'm just in awe. All right, we're putting her in front of the camera. That's fine. We're going to put her here. Yola, come over here. It's fine. Lisa, you're going to have to see her in front of the camera a little bit. I'm sorry. We're a packed house in here today. So I said, I always say to him, if I had 10% of your confidence, I don't know what I would do. And he looks at me and he goes, Mom, I don't know why you think I have all this confidence. He's like, I don't. He's like, I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think I'm whatever. He's like, I just don't care. I just do it. And if it doesn't go well, I just don't care. And then I do the next thing and maybe that'll go well and maybe it won't or whatever. He's like, you just have to do it. Like just because you don't feel confident doesn't mean you can't act confident. I'm like, okay, somewhat, maybe. Maybe that looks different to an 18-year-old boy than a 50-year-old woman, but that was the point. It was like that audaciousness of belonging, that audaciousness of just being, almost not even, belonging, but just being, to just be who we are. So as we do our practice and we work towards that, and it's funny because of course we're moving our bodies, so we're not in a way, we're not doing the physical stillness, but it settles that underlying like angst that's there, if we can do it. And when we can be in the practice, really fully, and when we can be in the practice and just reminding ourselves with love, with compassion, with just loving kindness towards ourselves, then we are cultivating that connection to that which is that underlying, that true self that's always there. But that gets covered up by the noise. All right, close your eyes and take a good seat. Maybe I think sometimes we're lucky enough to have this space to practice in, so we walk in and there is that moment of just coming through the door and everything going like, oh, okay, I'm here, So good, we had that moment, we're here. You showed up for yourself. But now take it deeper, like go to the next level. What are still the just niggling things in the back of the mind, or what is the scutchiness in the body? What is that about? How is that taking you out of connection? Because this avidya means ignorance, but vidya is knowledge. It's self-awareness. It's mastering our ability to have self-knowledge, to just remember who we are. And so when the inner voice comes in, the inner critic, the self-talk, the negative self-talk, the ways that we feel less than start to make themselves known, we just turn towards the self-knowledge that says, nope, that's not who I am. I'm more than that. I'm more than this moment of thought or being. I can be stillness of body, mind, and breath. Just take a few more breaths, maybe even just noticing those pauses in the breath, those moments of stillness that are just built in. can come at it from all different ways. We can work on stilling the body, helps the breath to settle. We can work on stilling the breath, helps the mind to settle. We can work on settling the mind, helps the breath to settle. And bring your hands together at your heart. As you make that gesture, as always, set an intention for your practice. How is it that you want to embody your body, marry your consciousness to your body this morning? And then let's chant together. If you'd like to join, deep breath in. To the true self within your being, bow your head. Release your hands, let your eyes open. All right, switch the cross of your legs. Let's just stay here for a moment. And then lean to the right, so you take your right hand to the floor and just start some circles with the left arm. Yeah, if you need to stagger with your neighbor, just give yourself extra space. Go for it. That's it, yep. And then as your shoulder starts to feel a little more mobile, open, you can bring a little cat and cow into it. So sort of round and reach forward and then arch and lean back a little bit. Imagine the circle you're drawing in the air getting bigger, wider. Go the other way now. Circle from back to front a couple times. That's it. And then go into a twist pattern. So exhale and tap either left hand to right knee or over by your right hand. And then inhale, twist open. Follow your hand with your gaze. So you're getting a little movement through your neck. Exhale, twist. Look down to the right. Inhale, look up to the left. Do one more. Maybe just hold here for a breath. Lean your head back, your shoulders back. Stretch up into your left arm. Good, inhale, come up to center, and then over to the other side, circling your right arm a few times. Squeezing through, I'm gonna put some music on. Again, once it starts to feel a little more warm, bring some cat and cow in. And then, sorry. Yes, of course. Yeah. Good, and then go into the twisting. So exhale, tap down to the left, the knee, or maybe to the floor, and then inhale, open up to the right. And exhale, and tap down. And inhale and open up. And one more time. And hold here for a breath. Drop both shoulders back, head back. Stretch up like you are stretching the inner being, that stillness that is who you are, into the form of your body. Good. Come on, upright, and then find your way into tabletop, hands and knees. And just keep going with a little cat and cow here. Imagining that the breath is leading the movement here for you, guiding the movements. That you are being guided by the source of your breath itself that is ever present inside of us. Just like that stillness is ever present inside of us. Just gets covered up. And our yoga is just the stripping away, the peeling back. Often I use that analogy of like peeling the onion layer by layer by layer. And I remember once I said that, Glenn, you were in class and you said, and then you cry. A lot of years ago, but I was thinking of it. All right, we're going to keep going with cat and cow, but you're going to bring your right arm across the front of your mat in front of your left arm. You can be on your left hand or you can be on your elbow, whichever feels better to me. You might want to do like a little bit of each, and then cat and cow here, so you're getting more stretch underneath that right shoulder blade. Yeah, push your pinky finger down into the floor. Straighten the arm out so that the movement is happening in the middle upper back. And you're getting some movement underneath your scapula there. One more here. Good. And then come to neutral, switch sides. So right hand down, take your left arm across on a diagonal. Have your pinky finger down, thumb up, and cat cow. Yeah, try it with your hand this way. Yeah, it's just going to get underneath your shoulder blade a little different. Yeah, so pinky finger down, thumb up if you can. So Marie, yeah, like that. It's just going to get into a different space underneath your shoulder blade. All right, last one. Okay, good. And then come back to your tabletop, extend your right leg back behind, press into your heel, just take a calf stretch for a moment, press evenly through inner heel, outer heel, and then rock forward, lift your toes up off the floor, and just start to circle that leg a few times. So just like we did with the shoulder, arm and the shoulder, now big circles with your knee. Change the direction, go the other way. Okay, good. And then swing that foot all the way up. Go outside your hands. So right foot outside the right hand. And then circle your hips here a few times. So we're drawing a circle in the air with our arm and then with our knee and now with our butt. Same thing. Let it get bigger. Change the direction. That's it. And then the next time you're bending into your front knee, just hold there for a moment. Take your hands out in front of you, still inside the knee. Hug your armpit with your knee. Walk your arms out in front. Press your left thigh bone back. Press your right thigh bone wide out to the right. And then just creep your arms forward even a little bit more. That's it. Yep. Good. Walk your hands back under your shoulders. Swing that leg back. And take your left foot behind you, tuck your toes, press into the heel. Lift the leg up, bring your shoulders over your wrists, and then again, circling around. You know, yoga, our physical practice of yoga, is this artistic expression of whatever's going on for us. You know, if we're feeling sad, the practice feels heavy, right? Slow. Step your foot forward. If we feel angry, circle your hips here. If we feel angry, the practice might feel forceful or aggressive. Or feeling resentful. Sometimes there's like this distraction. That keeps looping over and over, a narrative or a story. Circle around the other way. We're feeling jealous, same thing. So we can all attune to what the somatic experience of those emotions are. We know those. And then rock forward, hands out in front. But what is the somatic experience of feeling settled in your heart, of feeling connected to your true self, of feeling that sense of stillness of body, mind, and breath? And maybe you just get a taste of it. You get like a moment of it. But the more we tap into it, the more remember that it's there, then those moments can become longer, and we live more into that reality. Walk your hands back in and come on back to downward facing dog. Because these are all realities that we live with, right? It's not that we don't have these emotions. We do. There's no amount of yoga that absolves us of our humanness. We are embodied beings. Embodiment comes with all that stuff. But it comes also with this built-in innate connection to stillness, to the true self. Can that become the predominant moment feeling for you? All right, walk yourself forward, Uttanasana. Lengthen your spine and rise up with your breath. Exhale and release your arms. Go a little wider with your feet, and we're going to just pulse in and out of squat a few times. So you can just do this with hands on hips if that's a more comfortable thing for the arms. If you want, you can go arms up. Of course, it's a little more challenging, but gets the shoulders a little bit involved. So hips as low as you can, just pulsing up and down. Just like our bodies, you know, we take on these different shapes in our bodies. Our mind takes on these different shapes, these different forms. And when we just keep reminding ourselves, I can connect to the stillness that is also part of who I am, then that becomes the predominant experience. And when we can do that in here, then hopefully it continues on as we walk out. Okay, come up to stand, narrow your stance. Lace your fingers behind your back. Stretch your arms straight back behind you. That's it. Pull your outer shoulder blades in. Broaden your collarbones out wide. Lift your chin gently. Take your ears and your throat back. That's it. Open up the whole front of the body. Then exhale, hinge forward at your hips. Take your arms to the sky. Head towards the floor, releasing your neck. This is tight in your shoulders. You can always hold a strap behind, and that's going to help. Yeah, that's going to get the shoulder blades more in the back. Joe, I do it with the strap. Get your shoulders back a little more. Like hold a strap behind. Yeah, that's good, Robert. All right, good. Bend your knees, everyone. Look forward. Reach your hands farther back behind you. Then exhale and fold over, arms to the sky. Good. Bend your knees again. Half chair, hips way back, arms way back, heart forward. Good. Straighten your legs, fold over. And last one. Good. Fold over and release your hands to the floor. Take a little deeper forward bend. Walk yourself back, downward facing dog. Inhale, flow forward to plank. Knees up or down, up to you, chaturanga, and come all the way to your belly. Okay, you're gonna roll to your right side. We're gonna do a couple things here. So roll to your right side. You can put a blanket under your head, or you can rest your head on your right arm. Bend up your knees. Good, and we're gonna do some clamshells. You're gonna take your left hand in front of you so that you're not rolling towards your back at all. As you inhale, lift up your left knee as high as you can, keeping your feet together, knee lifts. That's it. And now squeeze your knees together. And now inhale and lift, and then squeeze together. And a couple more. Lift and squeeze together. Last two, lift and squeeze. And last one, lift the knee as high as you can without rolling to your back. Good, squeeze together. Okay, now straighten out your right leg, step your left foot to the floor in front of your right knee. So if you can get the sole of your foot on the floor, do that. Then inhale, lift up your right leg as high as you can. Keep your left foot pressing down. Good, lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Good. Lift. That's it. And lower. And one more time. Okay, good. Rebend your knees. Stack them. Prop up onto your right elbow. Yep. Push your elbow into the floor so you're not collapsing into your shoulder like this. You're pushing away the floor. Okay, now take your hand behind your head, left hand behind your head, lift up your knees. Good. As you exhale, knees to elbow, and then tap your right foot down, and then knees to elbow, squeeze in, and then tap down. And a couple more. Squeeze and tap. Don't collapse into that right shoulder on the floor. Keep it pushing down. Both knees are up. You're trying to get both knees to your left elbow. Really only the top one's going to happen, but try. Couple more. Squeeze and tap. And last one. Okay, good. And rest. Okay, over to the other side. Onto your left side. Rest your head on your left arm. Right hand is on the floor, pressing down. So you're staying in that side plane. And then feet together, lift your left knee, right knee as high as you can, and then squeeze together. And then without rolling to your back, lift the knee as high as you can. Exhale, squeeze together. That's it. Couple more. Lift, feet together, knee up high. And last one. Okay, good. Then step your left foot in front. Right foot in front, left leg out straight. And then lift the bottom leg as high as you can. Squeeze the inner thighs and then tap it down. And then lift as high as you can and tap it down. And squeeze the legs together. And last two, lift. And last one. Good. Rebend the knees. Prop up to your left elbow if you're not there already. Push into the floor. Don't collapse into the shoulder. Right hand behind your head. Good. Then lift up knees, elbows and knees together, elbow and knees together, and then tap down. And exhale, squeeze in and tap down. And keep going. Try to get both knees to your elbow. 3 more. Tap. Last 2. Squeeze. Last one. Okay, good. Come to your side. Actually, just come right back to your belly. Good. And then find a cobra pose. Low cobra, high cobra, whatever you feel ready to do. Be gentle after doing some deep abdominals. And find your way back to downward facing dog. Step your feet a little closer together. Sweep your right leg up to the sky. Dog split, whatever version of dog split you like. Practice that arrogance of belonging that says, my body knows what to do. My heart knows what to do. I know myself, and I can answer that call. Inhale, step up into warrior 2. Line up right heel, left instep so that that right knee is pointing straight ahead. Robert, foot over more. So like heel to instep. Like that. So your knee is coming straight ahead. That's it. Stretch your arms up and out. That's it. Sit a little deeper into that front knee. So there we have these poses where maybe it's easier to feel the mental stillness, to feel the physical stillness. And there's poses that do the opposite. Can we cultivate all of those things as we hold? That is what we are practicing when we are practicing yoga. All right, keep your legs. We're coming to warrior dog. So the legs stay where they are. Your hands come to the upper left corner of your mat on a diagonal. That's it. Hips press back. Imagine I was behind you, pulling your hips back behind you. And you keep the hips pulling back, but you walk your hands forward so you're getting a stretch, feeling a length from your outer hips to your ribs to your armpits. Good. Then walk your hands under your shoulders, spin up your back heel, drop your back knee down, or you could keep it up if you want to, or come in a lizard. So you're coming to your elbows onto the floor or onto blocks. If you want to keep your back knee up for that, you can. Sorry. Oh, the fans. Yeah, we need a little air, guys. A little air. I thought you said, can we do friends? I'm like, yeah, let's do friends. What does that mean? How do we do that? Definitely. All right. So again, even here, can we stay centered in stillness? Can we see centered, whether this is a super challenging pose for you or a super easy pose? Can we keep connecting into that stillness instead of resting at the surface where there is turbulence? One more breath. Come back up into your hands. Lift your back knee up off the floor. Squeeze your legs in towards each other. Inhale, take your arms up. If you have to stay hands on the floor, it's fine. Push your right thigh bone back and up. Sit down, sorry, your left thigh bone. Sit down into your right knee a little deeper. Okay, here's the move. Ready? You're gonna try to not touch the floor. Reach forward. We were here already in the low lunge. Forward, forward, and then try to sweep your right arm underneath your right leg. Airplane your arms. Of course, if you need a hand on the floor, do it. Squeeze your leg to your arm to your leg. One more breath. Nice, you guys. And then release your hands down. Step back into downward facing dog. Nice. Stay here or come through a vinyasa. Of course, rest is always an option. Mind if I open this door? Tell me your name. I'm sorry.
It's Shree.
Shini. Sorry.
Shree.
Shini. Got it. Do you mind if I open this?
Yeah.
I feel like we'll get a little more air. And squish your stuff behind it. Is that okay? Thank you. All right, guys. Left leg up, dog split. Whatever split you like. That's it. Instead of it being what you think you're supposed to do or how it's supposed to look, can it just be this artistic expression of the inner stillness of the true self revealing itself from beneath the stories and the emotions and the thoughts? Step it all the way up into warrior two. Again, heel and instep line up. That's what keeps that front knee in alignment. Come up facing the long edge. Yeah, hips face the long edge of your mat. Shoulders face the long edge. Good. And then we sit into that left knee. Yes. And we hold and we breathe and we practice stillness. Where does the mind go? We just examine. Again, self-awareness. One more breath. Warrior dog. Keep your legs. Your knee is pressing towards the pinky toe side of your left foot. Your arms are creeping to the upper right corner of your mat. Poke your hips way back behind you. So there's just this broadening and spaciousness there. Your weight should stay in your feet. You should be able to lift your hands off the floor here. The weight is in your feet. Yeah. Yeah. The hands are just on the floor as like an extension, a way of just taking that deeper stretch, but the weight should stay into the feet, and then you get a bigger hip stretch. Okay. Walk your hands under your shoulders, spin up your back heel, drop your back knee. Lizard, elbows down to floor or blocks, back knee up or down. You know, when we come to this physical practice, it's so common for us to compare ourselves, to look around the room. Why does her body do that? Why does my body not do that? How come she's on blocks or I'm on blocks or whatever, you know? And, you know, the body is what it is. You're not going to change the shape of it very much. It's not going to happen. But what we can do is dig beneath that and know that we are all seeking the same thing and that we are all this one thing together. All right, walk your hands under your shoulders. Lift up your back knee. Good. Squeeze your legs in, arms to the sky. Good. For a deeper hip stretch, push your left thigh bone up and sit. Sorry, your right thigh bone. Have sit deeper into your left thigh bone. One more breath. Okay, then the move. We lean forward. We reach way out in front, make a whole lot of space, and then dive your shoulder underneath your thigh bone. Yep, squeeze your leg to your arm to your leg. If you need a hand on the floor for balance, do it. It's fine. One more breath is just a squeezing, a hugging of yourself. All right, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Good, hold here or vinyasa.
Walk yourself forward, Uttanasana. Lengthen your spine, rise up with your breath. Exhale, draw your hands to your heart and just come to this moment of stillness, of yoga, of union. That's yoga, the coming together, the union, the yoking of our true self with our ordinary consciousness, holding them together. All right, release your hands. If you need, we're gonna come into a standing balance. We're gonna come into this hip stretch. If you need balance, help with balance, come to a wall, use a piece of furniture, whatever you gotta do. Okay, poke your hips back, knees close together. Poke your butt back behind you. Shift your weight to your right foot, cross your left ankle on top. Flex your right foot. Yeah, stick your butt way back behind you, like hinge at the hips. Good. You can stay here, hands on hips, or you can come lower, lower, lower. Any of those versions is available if it is available to you. Press your knee or left knee down towards the floor. Press your sit bones, your inner thighs wide apart. And then if the body feels wobbly, can you steady the breath? If the breath feels wobbly, can you steady the mind? One more breath. Good, come on up, uncross. Good, land into both feet. Bend your knees, poke your hips back. And start with hands on hips. Weight to your left foot, right ankle on top. Try to keep the right ankle straight, the toes just gently flaring out, just keeping the muscles below the knee joint a little active. It helps just keep the knee a little more stable. And then again, elbows can come to wherever you want, wherever you're comfortable. And it's not about moving ourselves into discomfort on purpose. It's not putting ourselves into discomfort, for the sake of being in discomfort. It's just that when we start to notice these uncomfortable emotions, we can just bring ourselves more courage, more love, more compassion, more wonderment, more joy. And hopefully by the end of the practice, we're a little bit more seated into those things, into the stillness. All right, inhale, come on up. Okay, come back to your mat, but stagger with your neighbor so you have some space. Stand with your feet hip distance. And then take your arms out to the sides. Yeah, make sure you've got room. All right, deep breath in, stabilize from your ribs down to your feet, and then curl your upper shoulders back, lift through your chest a little bit. And then as you exhale, hug yourself, right arm over left arm, hug. Try to walk your hands to the inner tips of your shoulder blades. One more hug, inhale, open up your arms. Good, and then just with a sense of love for yourself, hugging yourself, embracing yourself and all the parts of yourself. Okay, if the shoulders are on the tighter side, you can just stay here. If you can do eagle arms, lift up the hands, wrap the arms together. Good, then bend your knees, poke your hips back. Shift your weight to your right foot. Cross your left leg on top. You can hover your toes, take a kickstand, hook your toes behind your ankle. Any of those options work. Squeeze your arms and your legs together. Make that connection like you are literally hugging yourself, embracing yourself in all your permutations. Okay, keep your arms, stand up, lift your knee up, top knee up. Good, warrior 3, send the leg back behind you. Keep that sense of squeezing the arms and the legs together to help keep you steady. Take one more breath. Steady your breath even if the body is wobbly. Inhale, stand back up. We're going back to eagle. Lift your knee up, wrap it over. Good. Inhale and release. Pause. Take a breath. Do you feel that rush of relief, of breath, of ease? Just take a moment to savor it. Inhale, sweep your arms out wide. Okay, we were not all on the same side. So we're gonna go left arm over for most of us. Some of you were on the other arm. If you were on the other arm, try to remember. Wrap, left arm over right arm. Hug yourself, embrace yourself, love yourself. Inhale, open up. One more time, hug like you are this most precious being. You are hugging the most precious parts of yourself. Good, if shoulders are tight, stay here. Or wrap the arms, eagle, Garudasana arms.
and then hips back. Right knee over left. Squeeze your legs. Hover your toes or hook them. Be in the expression, the most radiant and beautiful expression of your heart's longing to just make that connection, right? Which maybe means the toes are hooked and maybe not. And does it really matter? No. What matters is we stay seated in that experience of self-love. Warrior 3, lift the knee up, hinge forward, legs straight back. That's it. Keep squeezing the arms and legs towards each other for balance. Good, come on back up. Back to eagle, bend the standing leg. Wrap your right leg over. Steady breath, even if it's a wobbly body. Good, inhale, come on up and unravel. Reach up, stretch up. Good, hinge forward. Fold, Uttanasana. All right, we're gonna make our way to our back. I'm gonna come lay down. I would love for you to have a block. If you don't have a block, but somebody has two near you, just share blocks around, please. So, or get up and get one if you need to. Just one quick thing with a block. All right, we can do a little abdominals. Is it cold? Is it? Cold? Okay. Sure, close it. Thank you. We're good. Yeah, thank you. Sorry. Okay. I could turn the fans on a little too. We're putting the block between the inner thighs. Block between the inner thighs. Squeeze your block. Lift your feet up, hands behind your head. Okay, now two options here. Your knees can stay bent or you can go straight legs. Either way works. And then as you exhale, you're going to squeeze everything up off the floor. And then lower it back down. Squeeze your block and lift your hips, lift your shoulders. Inhale, lower. Keep going. Remember, we did this last week with the ball between the chest and chin, for those of you that were here, keeping that space. So imagine that you're still holding a ball between your chest and chin. So it's not the neck that is moving, but it's the whole trunk. Squeeze your hips and lower. That's it. See if you can get your hips off the floor, even just a little bit. That's it. Good, you guys. Do two more. Squeeze and lift. And last one. Okay, good. Rest. Set your block to the side or pass your block back to your neighbor who lent you the block. Okay. Left foot stays on the floor now. Reach up and catch your right foot for half happy baby. And hold your foot with both hands. Yeah. Good. Okay, now take your, bend your elbows and draw your knee down towards your right armpit. And you can even let yourself roll towards the right a little bit, like your knee towards the floor. Pull down with your arms, relax your shoulders. Okay, now stretch your left leg out straight as you can. Push your left thigh bone towards the floor, keeping your right knee towards your right armpit. Yeah, that's it. Do both of those things at once. The knee is pulling down to the right, the left leg extending out really long, left thigh bone pressing down. Okay, bend both knees, feet to the floor. Take a moment. You thought lunge was hard up, right side up. We can make it hard upside down too. One of my favorite yoga teachers says her favorite thing to do is make easy poses hard. When you make the easy poses hard, it makes the harder poses easier. All right, let's do the other leg. Hold your left foot or whatever the other leg is for you. Some of you are on the other side. Hold the other foot. Bring your knee down towards the armpit. That's it. Stay relaxed in your shoulders, in your neck, in your face. And then stretch your right leg out. So if we're doing that, act as if, it's like act as if this is like the most comfortable thing in the world you've ever done. Act as if you're doing this just for not to squeeze yourself into some way of looking or way of having the physical body exist in the world, but as a way of squeezing yourself into this awareness of the true self, the stillness that is there. It says, I'm entitled, I'm not entitled, I'm deserving, that I'm here, I have something to say, I have something to express. All right, bend both knees. We'll find our way back to downward facing dog. However you want to get there, you could do a little rocking. Good last vinyasa opportunity here. And then make your way back to Uttanasana. And come on all the way up. Reach up and stretch up. And release your arms. Okay, we're going to work on a couple of bound poses. So I'm going to show a couple of options. Some of you may want to have a strap for this. So the bind, I know many of you know this, but just for reminders. Okay, so we come to warrior two legs. We're coming to bound Parsvakonasana. The arm is going to go under the leg. It spins around, hand behind the back, and then you catch your wrist. And then instead of leaning forward, you're leaning back and you're just literally hugging yourself, embracing all the parts. If you can't reach hands behind, you hold the strap in the top arm, and then this arm comes underneath, and you're just doing it here. Try to keep it around the leg and not between your legs, only because you're just going to get a deeper hip stretch that way. All right, face the window, step wide. If you're going to use a strap, hold it in your left hand. Take a moment, just take a breath, settle, open up to whatever experience is going to reveal itself here. And again, remembering to act as if. Turn your right foot out. Dive your right shoulder down and under the right leg. Push your right calf forward. Work that right arm underneath. Wrap it around the back of the hip. And then either catch your left hand or your strap around your right leg, not between your legs, around the outer hip. Yep. Then lean the left shoulder back. That's it. Top shoulder back. Yeah. Just move it here a little bit more around your leg. That's it. Is that okay? That's it. That's it. All right, now ready? Press into your right foot, straighten your right leg. Try to keep the bind. You can kind of choke up on your leg a little bit. Choke up a little, choke up a little. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. Okay, release your hands. Come on up. Okay. I know, I didn't tell you we were going to do triangle, right? That was kind of mean. Okay, let's go to the other side. So you can face the same way, just turn the other direction. Turn your left foot out. Questions? Other than the obvious, why is that hard? So again, like this is one of those poses that's like, if you have short torso and long arms, really easier. If you have short arms and a long torso, it's just going to be harder. It's just the reality of physics. Okay, dive your left shoulder under your left leg. Wrap the arm up behind and then catch your strap. Yep. That's it. Good, Michelle. You got it. I can help you, Barb.
I can do it.
You got
myself.
it? Okay. 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 Okay.
Glenn distracted me.
He just, it's all Glenn's fault. All right, lean back. Lean the top shoulder back, squeeze. Hug yourself. Not because you're trying to do the pose, but just because you're loving on yourself this morning. We're doing the gratitude edit here. Okay, straighten the front leg, any amount. The self-love version of that. What does that look like? The self-love edit. That's it. Lean back this way a little bit. Yeah, get this shoulder back so you're more here, like that. Is that just excruciating?
That's okay.
Okay. All right, good. Now come up. What's that? Oh my gosh. Come on up. No. Okay. Take a little march out. All right. So I wanted to give, all right, let's do this. We're going to do, I wanted to give a moment for inversion, but I don't want to go to the wall because we're just too crowded in here. So if you can do a headstand, handstand, forearm balance where you are and balance well, do that. If not, just come into a restful hips on the block and legs up inversion. If you want to try something and you need a hand, I can come around. I just don't want to take the time to go to the wall. And yeah, but if you can balance where you are, go for it. You can take the, yeah, don't put the block first. Hang on, go down first. Yeah, yeah, go down first, then lift up with the block. It's just gonna be easier on your back. So why not make it easier on your back? Because, you know, life is hard enough. Let's make it easier. Yeah. Good. Wherever you are, cultivate that sense of stillness, of mind, of breath, of thoughts. All right, guys, slowly begin to make your way back down from wherever you are. If your hips are on the block, just bring your feet back down. Lift your hips up. If you were in a headstand, just, come to a child's pose, or forward bend is fine. If you were on your back, just slide the block out. Yep, maybe hug your knees into your chest. All right. And then we're going to meet together seated. Okay, let's do a little hip thing for a moment in preparation for the next thing. Okay, cradle. So we're going to sit and cradle the right leg. So you're holding the knee and the foot. You are scooping the shin, or you're cradling. Try to make your ankle straight, guys, just so that it's not pulling into the outer knee, right? So when the ankle is straight, the knee is in a better aligned position. Yes. And then do some rocking and rolling and forward and back and circling and whatever feels good on that hip. Yeah. And then you can take it into that deeper roll onto the hip. If you want to take your right arm over to the right and roll over the hip a little bit. I know. I thought about bringing the balls to do this today because we had the balls last week, and I was like, that's just mean. That's a lot. But if you really need to release and get in there, do this on a ball or on a roller. That works too. And again, the goal is not the sensation, even though there's deep sensation here. Everything that we're doing on our mat, all these poses, all this work in the body is just for the end goal of, feeling better in our bodies, because then we can find that stillness of body. We can sit still when our body feels more open, more comfortable. All right, come on up. Stretch both legs out. Just pause, close your eyes. Feel both legs. Feel both sit bones. Should feel like you're sitting lower on the right side, yeah? Feel like that sit bone is closer to the floor. But also feel the whole leg. Feel how there's just energy moving more freely, more easily in the whole right leg, maybe even up into your right low back, even into your right shoulder. Just see what your somatic experience of that opening is. And then let's do the left leg. Bend up your left knee. Hold, scoop, cradle, any of those works. You got it. Try to keep the ankle as straight as you can. Yeah. Yep. And then when you feel ready, left hand can come out to the left. You can go onto the left elbow. You can, see what needs ironing out in there. What is holding and gripping. Our minds do it. Our minds hold and grip to this, way of being in the world that says me, I. The ego wants to take over. And the body holds and grips in the patterns that we put it into. So all these yoga practices, the asana, the talking, the breathing, all of it, meditation, it's all about repatterning. All right, come on up. Stretch out your left leg. All right. I'm going to work on Ekahastu Bhujasana, which is a little bit of an arm bound. So watch me for a moment. This is the pose. We hold opposite hand to foot. I'm going to lean to this side. I'm going to hike that leg up over my shoulder. Okay, then this hand goes to the floor or to a block. So blocks are helpful here if you don't have the long gorilla arms like I do. Okay, karate chop, squeeze in and down. Like you're hugging the most precious parts of yourself, that inner self. You're squeezing into it. You're holding tight to it. And then ankles cross makes it a little easier. Squeeze and lift. Hip off the floor. If you can do it with the leg out straight, you can do it with the leg out straight. All right, that's the pose. Blocks next to you, if that seems like it might be a helpful thing to do. Lift up your right foot hold it with your left hand. So we've been in this permutation. I got the belly cramp. Sorry, guys. This arrangement of body parts in various ways. So just remember that. Lean a little bit left. Hike your right leg as high up onto your right arm as you can. Good. And then squeeze in like crazy. Just like love on yourself. Hug yourself. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Place that right hand on the floor. Try to keep the leg above the elbow. You got it. Press your left hand down. Okay, now you can either cross the left leg on top, or you can keep the left leg extending out, push down into your hands, and try to squeeze your hips up. That's it, Shree. Yep, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Nice. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Ah, yeah, it's hard if the leg keeps squeezing down, then you know. And look, bottom line, if you have like meatier thighs, meatier arms, it's harder. It just is. You got short arms. Yeah, if you don't have long arms, you got short arms and a long torso, any of these things. So that's it. Like we beat ourselves up though, but we beat ourselves up like, why can't I? Why don't I? Because that's the shape of your body. Whatever, you could do other things, you know. But the ego just wants to be like, right? It just wants to beat us up. So we go to that deeper place and we don't let it. Okay, other side, you got two legs. Hold your left foot. I mean, you know, whatever. All right, lift it up. Lean to the right. Hike that left leg up over your shoulder. Nice, Lisa. Squeeze. Love on yourself. Hug it, hug it, hug it, hug it, hug it. Everybody can do that. Doesn't matter if your hips come off the floor. Hug it. Love on yourself. Cross your ankle or just lift up. Mm-hmm. Nice, Shree. That's it. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Or you could, it is hard, but put your hand, if you try with your hand on a block, it's easier. All right. How'd that go? Nice. Good. Ah, see, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. If the arms aren't long, you can make them longer by putting them on blocks. Okay. Legs straight out in front. Bend your right knee in. Good work. Lace your fingers. Sit up nice and tall. Good. Extend your right leg really strong. Your left leg strongly don't lock out your knee. So the heel stays pressing down, but have the toes pointing up over the heel so that leg is really engaged, like the muscles are hugging to the bones. And then you're twisting to the right hand behind you. Keep hugging the knee, or you can cross the outer elbow if you want that deeper twist, outer elbow to outer knee. And breathe where you are. And just feel how the breath itself can draw you deeper into the physical form of the pose. Good. Inhale, release. Face front. We're going to keep your leg, and then you're going to reach inside the knee. You can hold your ankle, you can hold your foot, whatever is available. You can always put a strap around your foot if you have a strap, and that's an easy catch for you. Good. Give a gentle tug on the strap or the ankle or the foot, whatever you're holding. Draw your shoulders back and your heart forward. And then let your head release towards your knee. Keep squeezing your knee to your upper arm, your right knee to your upper right arm. You can stay here, or here's another bind opportunity. You can wrap your right arm around the front of your shin. Wrap your left hand behind your back. You could always use a strap for that too. Yeah, like that. That's it, Marie. Yep. And then there is a pose where we turn to the left, but this is not it. You want your head towards your left knee for this one. Yeah, you fold straight ahead. All right, one more breath. And come on. Switch your feet. Left knee in, right leg out straight. Extend the right leg really long. I'm gonna turn somewhere on the video. Good. Hug the knee. Hug yourself. And then twist to the left. Left hand behind. You can always cross the outer right elbow. Let each breath draw you into a deeper twist, draw you into a deeper self-awareness, into a deeper self-love of yourself, of your ordinary consciousness and your highest consciousness. Inhale and face front. Lean forward inside your leg. Reaching for your ankle or your foot or your strap. Give a gentle tug with your arms so that the heart comes forward and the shoulders go back a little bit. And then release your head towards your knee. And stay there, or left arm around the front of your left shin for the bind. And whether you're hugging your leg or not, let it be a hug of yourself in all ways possible. Whether you're doing it with your arms or not, do it with your heart. Release your hands and come on up. Good. Come down onto your back. Actually, watch me for a second, because this is the pose that I can never get anyone into. Okay, here's what we're going. I know, right? So we're going to start here. We're going to hold opposite ankles. My shoulders are going to stay on the floor, and you may not be able to stay holding. It's okay. But if you can, this foot goes to the floor and this foot comes underneath. This is the pose. So you're starting from here, and then you're coming, the bottom leg is going onto the pinky edge of the foot that's the pose. And you may or may not be able to keep holding on, but I want you to have an idea of where we're going. Okay, right ankle over left knee. Yep, come onto your back, right? Yeah, go ankle over knee. That's it. And then hold the opposite foot with the opposite hand. So you'll hold your right ankle with your left hand, your left ankle with your right hand. And then let your right foot come to the floor over to the left and roll the your outer right leg to the floor behind you. Yes. And try to keep your shoulder, the right shoulder down. Yes, that's it. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So this comes across like here, there. And then this hand is holding here. Or not holding. That's okay. Yeah. That's it. So it's a little, so Lana, switch your hands. Lana, you're holding up. Yes, there you go. Okay, switch your hands. Isn't that much easier? Shouldn't feel really hard, you guys. Yeah, you got it. That's it. Just let that, let go here and let this shoulder just come down. So that that's it. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's better. Then you're not having to kill yourself there. That's good. Yeah, you are. Yep. Okay. Release your feet, bring your knees back up. I know this is the one where I'm like, even when I try to show you, like it still doesn't work, but we got it. We all got there. We all got there. So left ankle over right knee. Okay. And then you're holding right hand, left foot, right hand. The left foot comes to the floor over to the right. Yeah, that's it. And then the outer right knee, the pinky edge of the right foot comes to the floor. Yeah, like that. And then this one is behind and you're like right there, but don't worry about it. Should be a more restful. Just get the twist. It's okay. You're good. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah, that's good. So you're supporting with this leg. Yeah, good. Perfect. That's good. All right, we got it. But you're on your side, Joe. This foot comes over to the floor. Let go of that foot. Let this come down and let this come down. Just like that. There you go. You got it. Okay. Let go. Hug your knees. Any last stretch or pose? Yeah, maybe roll it out, rock it out a little bit. Okay. Begin to make your way to Shavasana. Extend your legs. Extend your arms. Close your eyes. So if it's hard to come to stillness, if you have a mind that is particularly busy or a body, let's start with the mind. If your mind is particularly busy, start with the body. It's easier for you to relax in your body than it is in your mind. Start with that. He's going out. I just want to make sure you're sorry. Hang on. You can stay. Stay there. I was holding the door just so she's can go. All right. So let the body relax deeply. Legs, arms, fingers, toes, belly. cheeks, tongue, eyes, relaxing, softening. And then see if that does have a little effect on the busyness of your mind. As your body relaxes, softens, lets go. See if you can do the same in your mind. Notice when your mind starts to become a little busy, what happens in your body. If your body starts to feel a little tense, if sensation is building, adjust, let it soften. See how the mind reacts. And then come to your breath. Just follow the breath. Just let your awareness settle to those moments of stillness, the pauses at the top and the bottom of the breath, where everything is calm, steady, quiet. Where we can make that distinction between our ordinary consciousness, full of turbulence, thoughts, emotions, and the pure awareness. Even if you just touch into it for a second, that's progress. Stay with it. Gently now, let your breath begin to deepen. Let your body stretch and move and reawaken in whatever way feels good to you. Begin to make your way to your side and back up to seated. Chapter 2, verse 5 and 6 of the Yoga Sutras says, innocence of our divine nature encourages identification with the ever-changing rather than with the inner stillness of the heart. When undue trust is placed in the individual self, it is confused with the divine self. So how do we remember that? We practice this arrogance of belonging, not a way of saying I'm the greatest, but just of saying I exist. I am here. And I was brought into this world and embodied this spiritual being inside of a body for a purpose, for a reason, to connect with the purpose and reason of all the other beings that were brought here in their own myriad, diverse ways. And when we affirm that self-worth, we affirm the entire universe. Bring your hands together in front of your heart and let's affirm it for each other and chant one Om to close the practice. Take in a deep breath. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for coming. Hi, Lisa. All right, I have another.